wanted to complete the entire A to Z of geography, and he was one of the best. He's one of the best teachers of geography that's available.
I must really acknowledge the role of Edukemy. In fact, I'm quite happy that I was one of the first batch of the geography enrichment batch, and it was indeed an honor and pleasure being in the classes of Shabbir sir. And I must acknowledge that I think without the help of Shabbir sir, geography, geography optional for me from an exam perspective would not have been easy.
In Edukemy, I have been a student of Prelims test series, and then in the mains for main support program for GS and essays. And also my optional is geography, so I have joined for geography as well. And also in the interview mentorship program, I have been a student of Edukemy. Yes, definitely model answers and all those practice answers, they have actually helped out in articulating our answers in a more effective manner as per the demand of the questions. And secondly, they came really handy while revising at the last moment for the exam. These live interactive sessions, they help at multiple fronts. One, they provide immediate counseling by the teacher, which is needed for the students since it's a long, exhaustive process. And secondly, the queries which could take our time in reaching out while we are offline. So it helps in saving time and at the same time providing guidance very effectively.
I see my friends struggling with mains. वो लोग prelims के masters हैं. They score 120 in prelims, but they're not able to clear their mains. 4 mains लिख चुके, नहीं हो रहा है clear. So if sir is teaching you, he is very good at everything. Essays भी मैंने sir से ही सीखा है, जो भी सीखा है.
I followed Shabbir sir to Edukemy actually because my optional was geography, and I wanted to complete the entire A to Z of geography, and he was one of the best. He's one of the best teachers of geography that's available.
I must really acknowledge the role of Edukemy. In fact, I'm quite happy that I was one of the first batch of the geography enrichment batch, and it was indeed an honor and pleasure being in the classes of Shabbir sir.
Yes, let's get started now. Hi, all of you online students. Good afternoon. So we will start with some discussions on the syllabus, and I'll introduce you towards the geomorphology. Hi, all of you. Indranil, Shubham, Vivek, Aliza. Hi, good morning. Good afternoon, yes. Okay, so yesterday we had a workshop, okay? And in this workshop, we try to explain geography as a subject and how should your approach be to any optional for that matter. So our focus was that geography jo hai, okay, it has lot of overlap with concepts of development, with the concept of resources. We're talking about planning and somewhere issues related to growth. Okay, there's a lot of applied aspects that we have in geography. Yes, hi. So I'm starting off from where I left yesterday. Okay, yesterday we had some discussions, and today we'll have a short discussions. No, it's okay. Yes, Tushar, yes. Okay, so starting off from there. So ये आपको idea लगा कल आपको, and today we will discuss about. Okay, today we are discussing the syllabus. Today we discuss the syllabus, and the first unit we will start with is geomorphology. So I want to give you some idea about how this topic can be prepared. Some of you could be preparing on your own. That's okay. You can have a look at what the approach can be in preparation. But I hope इतना आपको समझ में आ रहा है ना कि geography का एक approach है. There is one special understanding that's required, and the marks you get are not about the subject, it's about your efforts. आप कैसे पढ़ाई करेंगे? And very clearly, there is a study which is related to the syllabus, plus you have to do the advanced course along with your answer writing. Okay, so just summing up here, the syllabus is what I was converging to start with. Okay, any questions, any clarifications that you want me to clarify? Anybody? Online, offline? Any questions here? Any questions here? No? Okay. So let's take up the syllabus ones. Okay. So you understand this is 500 marks ka paper. You have paper 1 and you have paper 2. Two papers. Paper 1 is often referred to as the study of principles of general geography. When I say principles, I'm not talking about any one place. I'm not talking about any one specific location. You have never read NCERT. Shubham, karna to padega if you are starting off with geography. If you join the course, we will give those videos to you. But I always recommend that you have to go through NCERTs. A lot of concepts are very, very important. आपको कहीं ना कहीं काम आएगा. It gives you a good foundational base. Okay, अब नहीं किया अभी तक तो कोई बात नहीं. Be with me in the class, and the videos we give you आप उसके साथ कर लेना. Hi Anshika. Okay, hello Sapeksha. Okay, Anshika, we tried to call yesterday for your concerns, but somehow we couldn't reach out. हम दोहा try कर लेंगे आपके साथ. ठीक है? Okay, let's get started. Let's not get distracted. I said, paper 1 जो है, paper 1 is principles of general geography. When I say principles, we basically mean that the general theories क्या हैं, what are the general concepts, what are the general theories, what are the general concepts, okay, what are those specific geographical ideas क्या रहे हैं. Okay, we study these aspects, and this is not about any specific place. So this study is type of what called as a thematic study. Okay, this paper 1 का जो approach है, it's called as thematic study. So what I mean by this is, imagine one way of studying, say geography, just to clarify here, geography करता क्या है? Okay, geography, I said, is studying the earth. Okay, earth and okay, man's activities. This is what is the study of geography. I hope some of you know this. Others, एक बहुत ही famous definition था that says geography is the study of earth as home of man. कि earth में, okay, the man who lives here, what does he do? Okay, whatever he does, whatever his activities are, whatever way he is using the resources. So it's about the earth, okay, and man. Okay, so earth, man में. So what are the elements? What are the factors? And what are the consequences? सब कुछ आ जाएगा. Elements is okay, probably the wind as an element, the rain as the element. The factors, okay, could be issues related to how the people interact with one another. Factors could be biological, factors could be physical, factors could be historical factors. और consequence क्या है? Consequence है agriculture, consequence है industries, whatever man does. Elements are the minerals. Elements could be the rivers. Elements could be the atmosphere. Okay, and how are they influencing? Through factors which are physical, through factors which are man-made factors, factors जो historical factors हैं. So these elements, they do something, and the consequence is whatever man does. Geography यही पढ़ता है. On the surface of Earth, okay, there are people living. On the surface of the Earth, people have activities. Okay, so to understand that, okay, I can study the place in terms of a theme. Okay, let us study the ocean theme. Okay, जो oceans में जो कुछ होता है, not focus on any one ocean. Pacific भी है, Atlantic भी है, Indian Ocean भी है. But my focus is, let me study only the oceans. My theme could be mountains. Mountains में Himalayas भी हैं. Mountains में Western Ghats भी है. Mountains also has Aravalis. But I will say not any one mountain. In general, the mountains of the world. In general, I can say the rivers of the world. Okay. So when I study themes like that, this is what is called as the general geography. Okay. When I study the general theories and the concepts, we call that as general geography. Whereas, जो paper 2 है, okay, this is very specific to a place. In our syllabus, the place is India. I want you to differentiate कि ये theme क्या है, और ये जगह क्या है. Theme is mountains. When I come here, I'll study Himalayas in India. The theme is oceans. When I come to India, I'll say Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea impacting India. The theme is rivers. Okay. When I come here, I'll say Ganga of India, Kaveri of India, Krishna of India. When I'm here, I'll say the soils. Here I will say black cotton soil of India. I hope you got difference here. So paper 1 is not about any particular place, not about any one location. It is about some themes. Okay. They are general theories. The general theory of how mountains are formed. The general theory of how a river erodes. The general theory of how soils are formed. When I come to paper 2, I study, okay, the mountain called Himalayas in India, the river called Ganga in India, the soil called, okay, alluvial soils of northern plains. This is very place specific. This is more thematic. So broadly, आपका जो syllabus है, your syllabus, okay, is paper 1, which is thematic, okay, and paper 2, which is about India. This is the okay, broad difference between paper 2. Now, when I say themes, there are different types of themes. There are themes about what is natural. Okay. And there are themes about whatever is man-made. Okay. जो natural होता है, in geography we call this as the physical. जो man-made होता है, in geography we call this as human or also cultural, man-made है. So paper 1 में the themes are divided under these 2 broad head. Okay, the physical ones, this comes under section A and this comes under section B. ठीक है? See, I always insist on this कि आप जब पढ़ना शुरू करो, you should know the subject, okay, in a good amount of clarity. What are we studying? How are we studying? What the focus is? Okay, what type of approach you need here, and how is that different from approach here? Okay, इसमें हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं जो paper 2 में अलग हो रहा है? You must have a fair idea about the syllabus, and I'll insist on this कि आपको syllabus याद होना चाहिए. You must go back and read and reread so that syllabus should be literally like the back of your palm. आराम से आपको recall होना चाहिए. ठीक है? So I hope ये पहला step होगा to remembering your syllabus. Okay? So I said paper 1, 250 marks. Paper 2 is 250 marks. Or paper 1 में the approach is thematic geography. In paper 2, the approach is about a particular place. Okay, it's Indian geography. This is also called as the regional geography. It's also called as the regional geography of India. Okay. Any questions here? Anybody? Any questions here? Anybody? We have started Amarnath. Yes, tell me. Any doubts here? Okay. Now, physical geography mein, okay, it's about the land, it's about the atmosphere, it's about the water, it's about life. This is what makes up the world. And all of this together, we would call this as environment. Okay, in geography, we refer to this as the geography tetrahedron. Okay, so, okay, it's like, think of 4 corners of some space. One is the land component, another is the atmosphere or the air component, one is the water component, one is the life component, is sub mila ke environment, and all of this in relationship to the man who is part of the system. इसको हम बोलते हैं the geographical tetrahedron बोलते हैं. Okay, what is geography? Geography is the land, okay, the atmosphere, the water, the life. Okay, this is what is the entire world. This is what is the entire, okay, planet we live on. Okay, the land, the atmosphere, the water, the life. और ये सारा कुछ मिला के man. You go back to how I discussed. Okay, to start with, I said geography क्या है? Where is that? Here. I said no, कि geography है क्या? Geography is earth and man's activities. ये मिलाकर आपका है. So if I look at this one, I have put that in a diagram. That geography is this. The study of land is the geomorphology. The study of atmosphere is the climatology. The water, bulk of water, earth में oceans हैं. So we have oceanography. Life is biogeography. And environment is environment geography. This becomes your section A. Okay, the geomorphology, the climatology, the oceanography, the biogeography, and the environment geography. Okay, and जो man-made aspects हैं, the man-made aspects includes the people who are the population, includes where we live, which is settlements. The human aspects includes, okay, economic geography, जिसमें कि industries आ जाएगा, इसमें you will have agriculture आ जाएगा. It includes your infrastructure, okay, the trade, the transport, roads, sports, वो add हो जाएगा. It also include, okay, planning. मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कल. Geography is about development. Geography is about, okay, how are we using resources for some growth. So the second part of the paper 1 is population, settlements, economic geography, infrastructure planning. And you must appreciate that you cannot study this अगर आपको ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा, because where do people live? They live on the land. How do they cultivate agriculture? They need the climate. How do people travel, trade? They need the oceans. What do people, live with? The forests, the wildlife. It's impossible कि आप इसको और इसको अलग कर सकते हो. You have to study both together. So if I summarize this, I said, एक आपका paper 1 है. Paper 1 is, I said, thematic. Paper 1 is about the world in general. And world in general में, there is the physical, there is a natural world, and there is a man-made world. Natural world में, we said geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, environment, and man-made में. We have population, we have settlement, we have economic activities, and we have planning. और इसके around जो पढ़ना होगा वो हम पढ़ेंगे. This is the summary of your paper 1 syllabus. Any questions here? Okay, any questions here? And your conversation starts with कि geography जो है, it's about earth plus man. It's about earth plus man. All fine? Anybody offline? Yes. इसमें इसका थ्योरी होगा. थ्योरीज एंड लॉस क्या है? वो पॉपुलेशन की तो होंगे, वो सेटलमेंट की थ्योरीज होंगे, वो इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी के थ्योरीज होंगे, वो थ्योरीज प्लानिंग वाले होंगे. Okay, so what happens is in a syllabus they've added a separate unit called as theories, and laws in human geography. Essentially ये अलग थोड़ी है. यही लॉ जो है पॉपुलेशन के बारे में है, यही लॉ जो है सेटलमेंट के बारे में है. There is some law about economic aspects. There is some law about how to plan. So technically speaking, ये अलग यूनिट नहीं है. They have taken theories from this and put them together as one unit. So you cannot say कि ये अलग सा यूनिट है. Yes, yes, Shubham, correct. साथ पढ़ना चाहिए. Okay, so you understand this. The approach of study मैंने कल बताया था. It has to be integrated. Okay, so when you are studying population, study the theories of population. When studying settlement, study theories of settlements. जब आप agriculture पढ़ रहे हो, साथ में agriculture पढ़ना और किसी और country से पढ़ लेना. But this has to be part of the bigger discussions. Yeah? Thought is essentially the ideas how whole geography has developed. What's geographical thought? Geographical thought is the philosophy of geography. कि geography ये क्यों पढ़ता है? Geography ये क्यों पढ़ रहा है? Who said what to study? Who said what not to study? What was the debate between them? Okay, so essentially geography is this. Geography यही है. And now we have how did the ideas discuss and develop? So again, okay, this essentially is studying the history of the development of geography. So in your syllabus, in the section B, दो और unit है called as perspective of human geography and theories and models in human geography. Okay, so these essentially are some more details, but technically geography यही है. I hope all get the idea, all of you. Ideal time to prepare. Now see, these are your foundational topics. Okay, and all the topics will not have equal amount of length. So if I am discussing this, I'll say average, geomorphology, climatology in our setting takes approximately about 20 days on an average. Oceanography takes about 7 to 10 days on an average. Biogeography and environment together takes another 7 to 10 days on an average. It's approximately, okay, 2.5 months, okay, is what we require. About 2 months, you can say, to finish off these topics. Okay? Anybody else? Anybody else here? Time taken, Manish? This is just your paper 1 ka section A. Then population is a big topic. This can take approximately again about 15 days time. Settlement geography can take about 7 to 10 days time. Economic geography is selective. Ab question dekhenge. We can be selective, and this requires lot of updation zarurat padti hai. Okay, whatever programs for infrastructure, for ports, for roads, for railways, trade aata hai isme. Okay, this, it all depends on planning kya hai. So I keep lot of topic of this, okay, for the stage 2, because this is based on recent developments. Okay, but this will take about maybe 7 to 10 days. Planning approximately about 7 days time lagta hai. Okay, and this topic is part of this more or less. Geographical thought, this takes about 7 to 10 days. And this, okay, इसी का ही part है. So if I can add maybe say 7 days, okay, over and above what I've discussed. On average, I say 7 to 10 days, depending on different topics. But Manish, you asked, so I told you. But my suggestion is, these topics are best done, okay, through some support system. This is what I take once I know what to teach, kahan se padhna hai, kitna padhna hai. On your own average, this can take you one month. Okay, so you're looking at approximately, okay, 7 to 8 months just for this coverage. Geomorphology, har din class karke I will take about 20 se 25 din. You will end up taking up 2 months if you're doing justice to this. So how much ideal time depends on how are you studying, Manish. All good here? Any questions? Anybody else? So perspectives in geography, this is more about the history of geography. The geography developed kaise hua, who were the thinkers. So in geography, this is the philosophy part. It has abstractness. And till 2 years ago, the questions here used to be very tricky questions. Last 2 years, the questions here have declined. Okay, so you can never be sure about ki वापस कैसे पूछेगा. But any case, वो decline करे ना करे, आपको तो 10 दिन with me देना पड़ेगा. On your own, this can again be a project of 1 month. It's a philosophical one. Okay, you might struggle there. Anybody else? Anybody else here? Any questions here? Okay. Now we come to paper 2. Paper 2, I said it is geography of India. Okay. So when I say geography of India, land of India, climate of India, the water systems of India, the biogeography of India, the environment of India, population, settlements, economic aspects of India, planning in India. Okay, so same themes, but specifically for India. That's why I recommend sometimes aap saath padho. Okay, this is like when I'm studying population of paper 1, इसी time में आप पढ़ो population of paper 2. When you are studying settlement of paper 1, इसके साथ ही कर लेना settlement of paper 2. When you study the economic aspects of paper 1, इसके साथ करो economic aspects of paper 2. That is an ideal. Or when you're doing this, you take up something from this. When I'm discussing the trade of India, I'll discuss concepts of global trade. Okay, industries in India, I'll link it up with the industries of the world. So this is the approach of integrated studies. So when I'm discussing environment, okay, environment, forests, environment, climate change, environment, okay, wildlife, हम इसके साथ ही बता देंगे Indian environment, India's issues of wildlife, Indian issues of forests. So it happens, okay, in a link. Okay, and this helps you with answer writing. So otherwise, what happens is lot of students and teachers follow the separate approach. Okay, उसमें क्या है? The appreciation of this and this will be missing. So आपका paper 2 का answer will be only facts and will miss out the concepts of paper 1. तो ये 4 area हैं. My recommendation, do them as part of a continuous study. अलग से कर सकते हो. You can keep geomorphology अलग से. Okay, you can keep climatology अलग से, and oceans also separate. That's possible. Okay, you don't need to study paper 1 and go direct towards paper not required. इसको आप अलग कर सकते हो. So this can be studied, okay, discretely and separately, but these topics I would always recommend you do them together. Which one? नहीं, वैरी तो सब कुछ करेगा. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आप पूरा जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी यहां अप्लाई करते नहीं है. Okay, यहां पर आप कुछ अप्लाई करेंगे. से इंडिया, हाँ, बिकॉज इंडिया विल नॉट हैव ऑल द लैंड फॉर्म्स, राइट. इंडिया में हिमालयाज हैं. Okay, तो हिमालय वाला, तो इसमें 2-3 टॉपिक्स लिंक कर जाएगा, बट नॉट ऑल ऑफ देम विल बी लिंक्ड हियर. इंद्रानील, आई विल डू इट लाइक दिस. ओके, अगर आप अपने आप पढ़ रहे हैं तो यू कैन ऑलवेज एक्सपेरिमेंट. व्हेन आई एम टीचिंग यू, आई विल टीच लाइक दिस. सो क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, क्लाइमेट, इंडिया का एक बहुत स्पेसिफिक क्लाइमेट है कॉल्ड एज मॉनसून्स. यहां पर तो बहुत कुछ पढ़ेंगे, सब कुछ इंडिया में अप्लाई नहीं होगा. ओके, इंडिया हैज अ पार्ट ऑफ द इंडियन ओशन. तो यहां सब पढ़ के यहां करने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसका अलग पढ़ लो और उसका अलग पढ़ ले. बट दीज टॉपिक्स में बहुत सारा लिंकेजेस है. Yeah, anybody else? Yes, Ravi. Okay, that is a good timeline you have. Yes, देखो, आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए. कल मैंने बताया था आपको कि अगर आप 2024 में एग्जामिनेशन दे रहे हो मई में, all of this should be over by December 2023, latest by January 2024. Okay, which includes your foundation along with your advance and answer writing. So that type of planning is fine. That type of planning is fine. Ravi, ठीक है, आप यहां खत्म करो and then get into the technique of how to get ready for the prelims. In fact, again, it's up to you. You can, if you want to attend. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I have a workshop for the prelims alone, but that is targeted for the ones given the prelims this year. बट आप ही बैठ सकते हो बिकॉज नोट्स फीस हियर, ताकि आपको भी आइडिया हो जाए व्हाट डज द प्रीलिम्स रिक्वायर. Okay, so I have not invited everybody, but okay, I said कि specifically let's do it only for the students giving this year. But आप बैठना चाहता है कि आपको conviction तो हो. The problem with many of us is that we don't understand why do we need Jan, Feb, March, April for the prelims. इसमें करना क्या होता है? Why do we need so much time for the prelims? Okay, if you understand the time required here, you will know you can't afford to take this discussion on this side. ठीक है, so आप करना चाहो तो कर सकते हो. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Okay, 4 to 6, 2 hours of workshop there. Yes. And I have been very aggressive last 2 months. वही realization है कि यही time है to start off the preparation. So I'm repeatedly pushing this idea कि December, Jan से शुरू करो process. अगर आपका target 24 है. The more you delay on this side, okay, यहाँ का और cramp हो जाएगा. Okay, and some of you will spill over on this side. फिर आपका prelims gets impacted. That's exactly the idea, Rishabh. That's exactly the idea. You're welcome, Indranil. You are welcome. ठीक है? I hope I have explained the syllabus to you here. Okay, and I explained कि ये topics पढ़ा कैसे जाता है. Okay, population 1 के साथ 2 करो, settlements 1 के साथ 2. You can't differentiate. ये बहुत smoothly merge हो जाएगा. Your classes will be like this. Environment 1 के साथ में environment करें, you try to merge it. Okay, let's move on. Now, a very important, aspect of geography is what we call as entry points. कि geography को शुरू कैसे किया जाता है. Now say, you can enter geography mainly through 2 themes. Okay, you can enter through the physical geography, or you can enter through the human geography. If I go systematically in an organized way, okay, generally ये 2 approach are valid. I can start geography with geomorphology, or I can start with climatology. And I know of teachers who start with oceanography. But my suggestion is either geomorphology is good or this is good, because oceanography mein lot of concepts are used from here. So there might be some problem. Otherwise, these 2 can be your beginning points. Yes, I am keeping that in mind. I know some of you को अपने आप करना है, तो ठीक है, ये ले लीजिए. And those who are with me, you'll have no issues. So I will start, okay, your batch with geomorphology. Okay, what are the landforms? What are the processes? How the Earth's surface changes because of some events? Okay, applied aspects, I'll start from here. Some of you will join me later, so तब भी आपके पास time है, ये कर सकते हो. But good if you begin with me on this geomorphology. Or we can start from human geography. Okay, the entry point is population geography. Okay, some suggest settlement, but I disagree. Settlement becomes a bit more tricky. Population is a good beginning. So you can now, when you start population, फिर क्या करते हैं, हम बोलते हैं कि finish entire population geography and then come towards this. That's how our classes relate होता है हमारा. So typically what I do is, okay, I start with geomorphology Then we do climatology. We'll have oceanography. We'll have India physical. Okay. Some miscellaneous topics. And then I start with population geography. So you can join me from here or you can join me from here. You join me from here, that's okay, 3-4 months down the line. Uska problem kya hoga is your readiness for next year gets compromised. ठीक है शुभम, that's perfectly fine. If this works for you, perfectly fine. So आपके लिए हम शुरू कर रहे हैं from geomorphology. Anybody else any questions? Anybody else any questions here? Okay. Now let me discuss geomorphology. Discuss geomorphology. अब देखो geomorphology का there are 3 parts to it. One is what's called as the tectonic geomorphology. Okay? Your word tectonic is something with technology, technique, okay, technocentric. The word technique, technology is about, okay, processes that create something. Okay, any process जो बनाता है, which creates, उससे आता है word, okay, tectonic. So these are processes that create the earth itself, that create the landforms, that create the mountains. So these are related to the internal aspects of earth. Tectonic is a generic word, okay, a word that captures all about whatever is happening inside the earth. Okay, how the parts of the interiors are moving, what type of rocks are involved, and because of that, how the surface of the earth also keeps on changing. I hope you all know about the fact that continents can move. You all know about the fact there are volcanic eruptions, there are earthquakes. We know about the fact that India that we have today, it has been a product of, okay, hundreds of millions of years of evolution. So tectonic में वो सब आ जाता है. Okay, so tectonic includes, okay, studying the continents कैसे change होते हैं, how mountains are formed, about how earthquakes happen, about how volcanism happens. ये सब आ जाएगा tectonic geomorphology. Then we have a section called as slopes and structural geomorphology. The study of slopes and structural geomorphology. Now see, any mountain you see, like any mountain you see, or any landform you see, आप कोई भी surface पे, okay, you see any landform, any mountain. इसमें दो चीज हो रहा है. One is something from inside happening and changing. Second is something from outside, it is eroding, rubbing, there is depositions happening. Okay, the slopes are changing, they become steep. The slopes which were steep are getting eroded and becoming flat. Okay, what's happening from inside? This is tectonic. What's happening on the surface? Okay, this is the structural and the slope study. So geomorphology का ये दो part है. The tectonic is about interiors and the slope and structure and how things are changing on the surface. तो इसमें erosion आ जाएगा, इसमें डिपोजिशन आ जाएगा, इसमें लैंडफॉर्म डिस्क्रिप्शंस आ जाएंगे. हाउ डज द लैंडफॉर्म लुक लाइक, व्हाट इज द शेप. ओके, तो लैंडफॉर्म, तो यहां पर फोकस है लैंडफॉर्म्स पे. स्लोप्स एंड स्ट्रक्चरल में द फोकस इज ऑन लैंडफॉर्म. व्हाट्स द लैंडफॉर्म? लैंडफॉर्म होता क्या है? इट इज अ फीचर, इट इज समथिंग ऑन द सरफेस. सो माउंटेन इज अ लैंडफॉर्म, कुछ शेप है उसका. अ वैली इज अ लैंडफॉर्म, कुछ शेप है उसका. अ प्लेन इज अ लैंडफॉर्म, इट हैज अ शेप. So landforms, when I say, it's a feature. When I focus only on the landform, जो बाहर यहां पर दिखता है, okay, I call that a structural. But when I focus on how things are happening from inside, what's happening, okay, that shapes the inside, that becomes tectonic geomorphology. So yes, ये दोनों भी related हैं. Until I have some tectonics, कोई लैंडफॉर्म ही नहीं बनेगा in the first place. Until I have this, I will not have a feature that I can talk about. Okay, so ये जो approach है, this approach is, I said, focus on the landform. Okay, so some of us know about the landforms, okay, and we study and we describe them. ठीक है, all of you fine here? Okay. Now, geomorphology का एक third part है, the applied geomorphology. Okay. Now that I know about the Earth's surface in terms of what continents, what rocks, what minerals, what volcanism, earthquakes. So, what does it mean for me? Applied will be about planning. Now that I know कि यहां पर earthquakes होते हैं, don't make your house there. Think of Joshimath, right? Joshimath ka mess is because we have not been respecting our environment and our landscape. कहीं भी कुछ बना देते हैं, कहीं भी drilling करा दिया. Wherever we want, I am constructing and modifying slopes. I'm making roads. So applied tells us कि now that you know all of this, how can you use it? So it's planning, it's about resources identification, okay, it's about dealing with, okay, geomorphological hazards. Landslide is a geomorphological hazard. Earthquake is a geomorphological hazard. Okay, volcanism can be a hazard. Okay, so the applied aspect is planning, keeping geomorphology in mind, resources because of geomorphology, how to deal with the geomorphological hazards. It becomes applied part. So we have applied geomorphology. That also includes a very specific one called as economic geomorphology from the perspective of resources, industries, what type of mining, and so on. So your geomorphology का syllabus जो है, these are the three broad sections of geomorphology. Any questions here? Any questions here? Okay. Now, one thing I will want to stress on. Online, any questions? Online? Any questions? मेरा पूरा focus यही है that you should know what you are getting into in terms of कि कैसे पढ़ेंगे. ठीक है? Shoaib, 1 minute. Yes. Yeah, please, please. Okay. Yes, Shoaib, tell me. No, Shoaib. Majorly yes, okay, but not entirely. Majorly yes, okay, but not entirely. There are some portions जो रह जाएगा. He's asking me, can this topic help us in GS? Yes, absolutely. Majorly cover हो जाएगा. कुछ facts, issues रह जाएंगे. So that is GS specific. Okay. So you can depend on this. plus something more. Plus something more. Okay. Now, I want you to see what type of questions पूछते हैं, so that you appreciate how the courses will progress. Why so many landslides Uttarakhand mein? Yes, we will. What makes Uttarakhand landslide prone? But we have, Riti, these are applied aspects. Not all of it will come in the phase 1. Phase 1 mein my focus is to appreciate what's the roots of the concepts. The applied aspects comes in phase 2 or the next phase. But we'll cover, yes. In fact, last year, GS में question था, the landslides of Himalayas and the landslides of Western Ghats. There was a question on GS also. Yes. Okay. Now, let me read some questions for you, okay? आप लिख भी लेना उसको. Okay. Like one question was, explain, लिखो आप. This was the question last year. Explain how the various aspects of channel morphology. Explain how the various aspects of channel morphology are used in transportation. Settlements, and land use planning. Like flood control and flood management. Yes, Deepti. Yes. Allow me some time, I'll tell you that. Yes, absolutely, Salvi. Okay. Geography is a very important part of prelims. Geography is approximately 10 to 12, 13 questions. Okay. Plus geography is base and environment. Another 15 questions. 30 questions होते हैं prelims में from geography and environment. So absolutely help किया, वो तो part है, syllabus का part है, करना पड़ेगा. Question पढ़ा आपने? Okay. Explain how various aspects of channel morphology are used in transportation, settlements, and land use planning like flood control and flood management. आपके syllabus में it only uses one word, channel morphology, that's all. ठीक है? उसके बाद मैंने बताया था geography has an applied aspect. देखा आपने कैसे लिंक कर दिया इन्होंने? Okay. This is an example of the applied approach in geography. Every subject, GS maybe, they're going towards such applied aspects. Okay. एक और question लिखो. Stream basins and drainage divides. Stream basins and drainage divides are important components to delineate a watershed area. I'll explain in a few words. ठीक है? अब देखो. One of the objectives of geography is that this is the place. There is a river here. there are some minerals here. There are people who are farming here. There are some forests also here. Okay? Because the minerals, maybe there is one factory here. There's a factory here. And the question is, do you realize river is geography? Trees are geography. Okay, because of life. Minerals भी geography है, resources हैं आपके पास. The factory, human aspects हैं. I have made a factory. ये भी human aspects, geography aspects हैं. One objective of geography is how do we plan this? Planning कैसे करें so that the farming is happening properly, water, river का problem ना हो, that industries are developing well, minerals are being mined. We need to plan this. कि कैसे planning करेंगे हम लोग? I'll say, let's do one thing. ये पेड़ को यहाँ काट देते हैं because I need the mineral mining. But let me grow a tree here. One type of planning. Factory यहाँ गलत हो गया. Maybe let me have a factory here, and maybe यहाँ पर हम farming करते हैं. One type of land use planning. Let the people who are workers, let us make houses from them here, and the farmers यहाँ रहते हैं. Let us develop this like a rural area and not an urban area. That's the planning here. So in planning, a very important part is what we call as land use. Okay, कि land को कैसे use किया जाए. Okay. Now in land use planning, one important objective is when I'm planning for which area. Am I planning only for this? Or should I plan minerals and industries as one? Or should I plan for the whole thing as one? Because the fact is that some of the farmers who are working here, when the agriculture is not doing well, the farmers can work as workers in the fields, in the factories. So I must plan them together. Okay. The industries, maybe they require some type of raw materials. The raw material probably is minerals plus maybe some agriculture inputs also. Let us plan them together. This river, जो river यहाँ पर है, थोड़ा सा irrigation काम करेगा. I can make a dam and supply power to the industries also. That's why इसको अलग ना करो. So one of the challenges is that how do you decide the boundary of the area in which you must plan? कि boundary कैसे बनाओगे आप? Say, let us plan your studies. Should I plan this class alone? Should I plan आप geography कैसे पढ़ते हो? Should I plan geography and GS together? Or should I plan geography, GS and maybe आप कुछ job भी करते हो? तो वो भी पता होना चाहिए कि how many hours you can give from your jobs. That is the scale कि कितने बड़े size में आप planning करोगे. So when we are doing this, one of the एक challenge ये है, demarcating the boundary. A boundary कैसे बनाओगे? How do you know that UP boundary बनना चाहिए या फिर only a area called Meerut as a boundary? Should my boundary be entire northern plains? Or should the boundary be only Bihar? Fact is, the whole thing is Ganga system, correct? So boundary का scale क्या होना चाहिए? That's the important question. Some geographers said the boundary should be your river basin. ये river basin को आप एक boundary मान के चलो. This is the mountain highland. यहाँ से river बहती है from all sides. The river drains here. Okay, so this is Himalayan mountains, Aravalli mountains, Vindhyan mountains. ये एक टाइप का elevation है. And the rivers come from all sides. So if you know India's, okay, a map, okay, ये Himalayas यहाँ पर है. Aravalis are here. Vindhyas are here. Okay, river Ganga flows like this. Okay, goes and drains into Bengal. What I can do is, I can consider the Himalayas and the Aravalis and the Vindhyas as a type of elevation, and all the rivers, they drain into this, into this, into this, into this, okay, and they all move and they come out like this. So when I'm planning, let me plan for the whole area together, because ये सब linked है. What happens here impacts here. What happens here impacts here. You can't talk about this area without the river coming like this. The floods I have here because the river brings water from here. If I make a dam here, then this area will have some impact. So let me plan for the whole thing as one unit. इसको बोलते हैं river basin. And this river basin का elevations हैं. The elevations are called as water divides. The elevations are called as water divides. The syllabus does not tell all of this. Syllabus में है ही नहीं ये words. Syllabus has rivers of India. The syllabus has the northern plains of India. The syllabus has river erosion deposition. Now look at the question again. Okay, the question says, watch here. The question says, okay, stream basins and drainage. ये stream basin है, ये drainage है, are important components. They're important parts of delineating. का मतलब है अलग अलग करना. Important parts of delineating a watershed area. So this area is called as a watershed area. What I can do is, for the purpose of planning this stream basin, this river basin, okay, this can be considered as one watershed, which I can use for some kind of a planning. Comment on this. क्या ये सही approach है या नहीं है? One argument can say, good approach, very nice approach, because water is linking everything. एक और आइडिया होगा कि नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता. Why? Because maybe यहाँ पर कोई factory है, and this factory is taking minerals from this part, which is beyond the watershed. Maybe I have some city here. The people who live here, okay, they are coming from places beyond the watershed. Okay, what happens in Nepal impacts what's happening in floods of Ganga. So ये गलत idea है कि इतने में बांध के रखो. It's not a very good approach in planning. I can say no also. So why I took up the question is to help you understand that the questions are applied in nature. Question नहीं पूछेगा what is a river, what are the landforms of river. They can if they want to. What are the soils explained? They can if they want to. But look at what type of question was this one. And see, if you have got questions, question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 जो हैं, these are straight questions. Ye 5, 6 are this type of question. What do you think will decide whether you will win the race or not? Will it be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6? But 1, 2, 3 पर आप गलत नहीं कर सकते. अगर ये गलत हो गया, then you have lost the edge. These two questions will be your advantage. So when you're preparing, and again I repeat, this is not geography. This is, okay, in general, the UPSC approach now. Har sawal mein, they're going beyond the obvious facts. Like I've taught you what is iron ore. I've explained to you where do we have steel industries. I've explained to you what is the importance of steel products. ये भी पढ़ा दिया मैंने, syllabus में है. Okay, but my question will be, okay, should India focus on steel industries, okay, for the next 2 decades, for make in India or for industrial development of India? All the students who prepare, they will know, okay, iron ore is very important. सबको पता है. सबको पता है steel important है. The question goes towards the applied aspect. I hope you got it here. So my objective is कि geomorphology में, okay, ये applied part बहुत important है. And I think in the coming years, this section will be a decisive section, because previous questions may not too many questions have come from applied, but now I think they'll become important. But for that, you must start with first all the basics. You must start with all the readings related to the features, the landforms, the processes, the tectonics, and then move towards the applied aspect. इसमें डाउट क्या है? जो भी क्वेश्चन उठाओ, the approach has to be to score more. इसमें whatever you are doing is to get more marks. The question is how to get good marks. How to get good marks. आपने सुना है, couple of days ago, we have had earthquakes in parts of Pacific Ocean. Where? कहाँ हुआ earthquake? There's a factual question you should know. Hawaiian Islands was even earlier. It happened a couple of days ago. Current affairs. An island called as Tonga Islands. Tonga Islands में earthquake हुआ है. Actually earthquake जो है टोंगा में नहीं हुआ है. Earthquake हुआ है somewhere near Solomon Islands. And Tonga Islands, they declared a tsunami alert. Okay. And last 3-4 years में, last 2 years में, there have been many developments in volcanic eruptions. Lot of earthquakes हुआ है. Okay. One of the most powerful ones in our recent history में, again Tonga Islands में हुआ है. It's called as Honga Haipai volcanic eruption. This eruption was in January 2022. It's considered as one of the most violent ones in recent times. And you're right. Okay. We also had a big eruption last year, Hawaiian Islands. इसमें GS में question भी आ गया about the recent volcanic eruptions and something around that. इसके पहले 2019-18 में we had eruptions in Canary Islands. एक आइलैंड का नाम है La Palma Islands, part of Spain. We had a volcanic eruption here. We had a volcanic eruption in Italy, Mount Etna. Now, keeping these in mind, in minds. So you can be prepared for कि कोई question volcanism में आएगा. So I can frame a question like, what are the reasons why India does not have too many volcanic eruptions, and whatever we have are only in a certain part of India? Explain. So all of us know about, okay, current affairs पढ़ेंगे आप ये भी पढ़ लोगे, आप ये भी पढ़ लेंगे, आप ये भी पढ़ लेंगे. Okay, you will end up maybe remembering this also. But applied पूछ दिया आपको. Why does India not have too many volcanic eruptions? Okay, और जो भी eruptions हैं, okay, they are in one small part of Andaman Nicobar Islands. अब समझाओ ऐसा क्यों है? Now that is not how the books will write, and that is not how, okay, always you are taught. But I look at the pattern कि क्या हो रहा है. I'll get you ready with some type of specific question. So, summarizing, I said, number one, know your syllabus. And number two, I said, know the questions asked. And I'm starting with, I said, this topic called as geomorphology. तो आपको मैंने दो डेमो दिखाया. There are many other questions also which you can't appreciate as of now. Okay, there's one question on importance of mapping in geohydrological issues. What are the theories of evolution of continents? Some landforms ke baare mein they keep asking. Every year they ask you one question on landforms more or less. But landform syllabus mein nahi hai. Okay, and I'm assuming that you have done the classes of the initiation class last 1 month ka. If not, go with your yes, Anshika. Go with, okay, the recordings we give you. So landforms will be part of the questions also. Okay, I hope these two parts are clear here. All of you done? Okay. Now, okay, okay. Let me show that to you. You're asking me, sir, where is this place? Okay. So this is Thailand. This is Vietnam and China. This is the island of Sumatra. Okay, this is the island of Java. यहाँ एक ऐसे एक island है called as island of New Guinea. Okay, यहाँ पर south में this is the island of Australia, a bit more northwards. Then we have the island of New Zealand like this. यहाँ पर Tasmania है. Now, somewhere here, this is the island of Fiji. Okay. इसके साइड में यहाँ पर है, okay, टोंगा आइलैंड्स. इसके ऊपर में है Solomon Islands. Okay. There's a country here called as Vanuatu also. Okay. That's okay, no problem. You asked me, so let me show this part to you. You must all carry your atlas with you. Okay. I will not need it every day, but whenever I need it, I would like to see you take it out. I hope you can see this. Is it clear, all of you here? Yeah. That's New Zealand. That's Fiji. Okay. That's Vanuatu here. Iske north mein you can see is Solomon Islands. Scale is here. Solomon Islands here. Okay. And here, this is Tonga Islands. Okay. So these areas are areas of earthquakes. Ye wale areas. And I was showing you this part here. Okay, this is the New Guinea Island, Australia. Okay, we have the islands of Indonesia here. आपके atlas में है, all of you? Can you all see this? Yes, Deepti, that will go on as you prepare, that process goes on. So this area has lot of eruptions. Okay, the Tonga Island eruption was here. It was here. This could be a question. What makes this part of Pacific so prone to volcanic eruption and earthquakes? Solomon Islands mein you had the earthquake, and these islands have all got impacted. Okay, Tonga Islands and Vanuatu was also impacted, and they announced this tsunami alert because of the fear that this eruption can create tsunamis here. Okay, okay, you asked a question, so I explained this to you. Okay, let's get back. So you understand? Let me repeat. The geomorphology hai, the geomorphology, I said there are three parts to this. One is the tectonic geomorphology. Second is the structural and the landform study. The third is applied geomorphology. The third is applied geomorphology. I will show the topics to you now. Have you all got syllabus copy, all of you? कल भी दिया था हम लोगों ने. Okay. So look at the syllabus once, please. Readable, right? So I have drawn these lines this much up to this topic. So endogenic, Earth's origin evolution, fundamentals of geomagnetism, Earth's interiors, geosynclines, continental drift, isostasy, plate tectonics, mountain building, volcanicity, earthquakes, tsunamis. ये वाला पूरा part जो है, this is the tectonic geomorphology. Then I have drawn one more line here, approximately here, like this. This is more of the structural aspects, landform, slopes की बात हो रही है यहाँ पर. One odd man out is this topic called channel morphology. This actually will belong more to the applied aspect. And this is applied geomorphology. Okay, hydrology, economic geology, and environment. Okay, when I'm teaching, I will not teach in this sequence nahi padhayenge. Because I have my own story about that we must start with interiors and then move on towards the rest. Okay, so as a part of your GS geography, as a part of the topics related to NCRTs, some of these topics we have touched. Okay, now we'll develop on this a bit more deeper way. I have a question, very interesting one. Okay, it says, sir, I finished geography optional, but I feel like I have forgotten everything. What should I do? Okay, I think this concerns all of us. When you say you have finished any subject, इसका मतलब क्या है? What does this mean? This means you have read the book, you have attended class, you have made notes, you have done the summaries, you have memorized the summaries, you have seen the questions, and you have practiced some answers. And you also have related with current affairs. तो दीप्ति बताओ, इसमें कहां मैं टिक लगाऊं कि आपने कर लिया है? Where all do I put a tick? Numbering बता दो मुझे. For most of us, we assume if we have done this much, it is finished. Okay, sir, मैंने किताब पढ़ लिया, sir, क्लास अटेंड कर लिया और नोट्स बना लिया. Okay, what about these? और इसमें ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. Okay, if you have not done this, तो पक्का भूल रहे हो ना दीप्ति? इसमें कौन सा रॉकेट साइंस है? Why do we make summaries? We make summaries so that we can remember, memorize easily. Okay. अगर ये नहीं किया है, you also will have a sense of loss of conceptual clarity. I'm one person who will, always insist कि किताब खुलना चाहिए आपका. You have to do this. How many summary different from notes? Notes are more detailed. Okay. One class ka notes could be 10 to 12 pages. Summary is half a page. Pura class is in one page. That is a summary. So they are different. And Deepti and Cosmos, आपका नाम Cosmos है, ठीक है? I do not know कि without memorizing, how are you writing answers? तो आप देख के लिख रहे होगे. Without memorizing, आप आंसर कैसे लिख लोगे आप? ठीक है? So when you say finished, most of us say we have done this much, but ये part रह जाता. That's where I think if you know what I said yesterday, that the post class is more important. वो तो होगा दीप्ति, आप कुछ भी कर लें, कुछ ना कुछ तो रह जाएगा. Who says no? Yes. You will never have 100% completion, but you need to have this done very well. अगर समराइजेशंस नहीं हुआ ठीक से, and summarizations can only happen while the class is going on. Okay, जब कोर्स खत्म हो जाएगा तब ये करना बहुत मुश्किल है. That's a different problem. You'll have to come back and see whether you remember the right words or not. Okay? Fine. So that's about geomorphology. You asked, so I took the topic up. So आपका ये topic है. My topic will start with, okay, we will start with, okay, interiors of Earth. Interiors of Earth. And one assumption I have is that you remember the rocks and the minerals, and that you also know what is the geological time scale. Syllabus में नहीं है, but आपको पता होना चाहिए. Okay, so once you take admissions, please revise all of this from your videos, or if you have done the class with me, आप इसको revise करके आ जाएंगे. What are the rocks and the minerals and the geological time scale? I will start with interiors of the earth. ये पहला topic होगा, and from here I will move on towards what is the continental drift theory, and we'll talk about the tectonics theory. Tectonics theory. Okay. Now, in geomorphology, our focus is on continents and oceans. When I say oceans, I mean the ocean rocks, the ocean landforms, plus the ocean floor की बात हो रही है. In geomorphology, I am not talking about the ocean water. Okay, I'm talking about the continents. Water continents, these are very, very large bodies of land. Okay, so continents world में कितने हैं? We have North American continent, we have South American continent, we have Europe continent, we have Asian continent, we have African continent, Australian continent, and we have Antarctica. Europe and Asia together can be called as Eurasia. Okay, yes, Vishal. Yes. So geomorphology is the study of continents and oceans plus whatever landforms we have on these and how are they formed. Continents, we have 7 of them. If I consider Europe and Asia to be different, I will want all of you to know how to draw the continents of the world. ध्यान देखो how we draw. You start with a strip like this, a cut like this, couple of bends here, a loop here, come down. This is South America. Okay, so 2 lines here, a cut like this. Okay, this is almost like 90 degrees. Okay, there are some bends here, cuts here. You come down. This is loop like this, and then you come straight like this. This is South America. Yahan se, you'll have 2 loops like this, an arc here, a tail here. We'll have a cut like this. Go straight. Alaska. loop and a tail like this. This is North America. Okay. Yes, this will be on your channels. It will be on your platform. आप देख लेना, no problem. ठीक है? Africa is equator. इसके पूरा north में है. So this is Africa. A cut here. Egypt, Sudan, and this comes straight like this. This is Africa. Okay, a bit more bigger, ताकि scale रहेगा आपका. Okay, so I could draw this a bit more bigger. That's Africa. This is Madagascar. This is Italy. This is Spain and Portugal. That's France, Armorica. This is Sweden and Norway. Mediterranean, the Red Sea. Persian Gulf. That's India. Malaysia. Vietnam, China, Korea, Kamchatka Peninsula, you join this. इधर आपका है Alaska again. Okay? Sumatra, Java, New Guinea Islands, Australia, New Zealand. And up here you'll have Greenland. Okay, so North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and South में we have Antarctica like this. That's Antarctica. Rest are oceans: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean. Okay. ऊपर Arctic Ocean. You just know that Deepti. Okay, that is an old one, landmass, जो under the water है, you forget it. Some consider, okay, Australia, New Zealand, okay, this as Oceania. Zealandia is, there's some land यहाँ पर जो submerge हुआ है, वो एक नया country तो छोड़ दो आप. You remember these 7 that we need. Okay, so ये आप सीखेंगे, it's there on the channel, आप देख लेना इसको एक बार. And continents and oceans. Okay, now the continents and oceans, they are together called as the first order landforms. एक type of classification किया हुआ है. They're called as the first order landforms. All landforms on oceans and continents, because of internal forces, they are called as second order landforms. And third, all landforms, okay, on oceans and continents, because of erosion and deposition, they are called as third order landforms. Take note, please, all of you. The continents and oceans, they are called as first order. Good, nice. That's how you practice, Deepthi. Good. They're called as first order landforms. All the landforms on the oceans, the continent, because of internal forces. We also call these as endogenic. Whatever land forces are from inside, volcanism, mountains, earthquakes, okay, the rocks which are formed because of internal processes. Okay, जो endogenic वाले हैं इसको बोलते हैं second order. And the landforms because of erosion and deposition by rivers, by glaciers, by winds, okay, by waves. Okay, we also call these as exogenic. ऐसे landforms को हम बोलते हैं third order landforms. We call these as the third order landforms. Okay. Now, जो continents हैं, the continents that we have, they are very, very large. You remember these facts. They're very, very large. They are very thick in terms of, okay, the heights. They are lighter. They are less dense. They are more acidic. The rocks हैं, the pH value, okay, is okay, acidic. Acidic and intermediate. The pH value 7, I hope you know, is neutral. Acidic means less than 7. The pH value of the rocks are acidic and intermediate. Continents, they are made up of, we say, more of granite. They are made up of a rock called as diorite. Okay. They are made up of a rock called as gneiss, is other common. Okay. And an important rock, andesite. The continents के ये features हैं. They are very, very large. They are very thick. Okay. They are lighter. इनका density होगा about 2.5 is the density of, okay. ये relative density है, so I don't add units. Continents are lighter, हल्का होता है. Okay. They're acidic, intermediate, they're granitic, diorite rock, gneiss rock, andesite rocks. ये common rocks of the continents हैं. And we have the oceans. Remember, when I say oceans, I don't mean the ocean water नहीं बात कर रहे हैं. I'm talking about the ocean crust. So I'm talking about the crust. I'm talking about the ocean floor. I'm talking about the ocean landforms. The oceans हैं, they are thick. They generally are 1 kilometer thick and sometimes almost 3 kilometers thick. Continents, on the other hand, can be about 30, 60 kilometers thick, sometimes as much as 80 kilometers also. Continents are very thick. Oceans are very thin. The oceans are basalt. The rock of oceans is basalt. And basalt is basic. Basaltic rocks, they are basic. They are not acidic. We use one more term. We say oceans are mafic. मेफिक का मतलब होता है something like basalt, something which is basic is mafic. Mafic is magnesium, aluminium, iron. MAFIC, mafic. Continents, on the other hand, are felsic. Felsic का मतलब होता है iron and silicon. They will not have much of magnesium. Okay? Continents are felsic, continents are thick, continents are acidic, continents are lighter. Oceans are, ये भूल गया बताना. Oceans are more dense. About 3.5 is density of the oceans. Oceans are basaltic. Oceans are dense. A density of 3.5. Okay. So if I draw the structure, okay, ये अगर continent है, a massive continent here, and this is the thinner ocean. Okay. So this is the ocean, and this is the continent. और ये सब कुछ होगा, okay, as a part of Earth's interiors. This is very thick. ज़्यादा thickness है. Oceans are not as thick. They are thinner. ठीक है? So an important point of discussion here is that continents and oceans are not a structural extensions of one another. They are structurally different. Oceans and continents are not structural extensions of one another. They are structurally different. What I mean by this is, okay, लिख लिया आप लोगों ने, लिखा आपने, all of you done? They are not extensions of one another, they are different. Means imagine I'm holding this pen. Okay, my hand ends and the pen starts. Does not mean my hand automatically becomes the pen. Right? And the pen is not what becomes my hand. ये दोनों अलग चीज है. This is organic, tissues, cells, skin, blood and bones. और ये क्या है? ये polymer है, ये plastic है, ये non-living thing है. Okay, so just because they are together does not mean that this is extensions into this or this is the extension into this. So oceans, continents are side by side. वो तो ठीक है. But the oceans are not extensions of the continents. Oceans are different, the continents are different. अब ठीक है? How, why, we'll come back afterwards. Right now, we have a series of what the difference are. Continents are large in terms of thickness. They are lighter, ये हल्के होते हैं. They can float. They are acidic. They are granitic compositions. And they are called as felsic. All done here? Achha, now. Okay. Earth itself is very large. कितना radius है अर्थ का? How much? About 6,400 kilometers. ये अर्थ है. The center of the earth. I said, this is the radius. Very large radius. Okay. Earth is not a single rock. You say Earth is not a monolith. मोनोलिथ का मतलब होता है एक रॉक नहीं है अर्थ. ओके, अर्थ इज लेयर्ड. अर्थ के लेयर्स हैं, लेयर 1, लेयर 2, लेयर 3, लेयर 4. ओके, अर्थ इज नॉट अ सिंगल रॉक. अर्थ इज लेयर्ड. Okay, and some of us will appreciate this. A layering is best explained. Anybody how? Yes, on the basis of the nebular hypothesis of Earth's formation. Earth is not a single rock. Earth is layered. Earth में layers हैं, layers of different type of rocks. Earth is not a monolith. Okay, Earth is layered. और layered क्यों है? To explain this, we have a theory called as nebular hypothesis. Nebular. What this term means is that sometime in the past, Earth was a gas. Earth was dust. Earth was not solid. It was all type of atoms, neutrons, okay, those cosmic particles. And then this gaseous matter, for some reason, starts to cool and contract. Okay, when it cools and contracts, इस process में था that the heavy ones will enter inside. Okay, so just 2 lines here, that Earth's nebular origin suggests that as the gaseous nebula cooled and solidified, okay, the heavier and the denser rocks, formed the core, and the lighter rocks formed the outer layers. Likho please all of you. Earth's okay, nebular origin. Okay, Earth's origin started with some gas, some clouds, some dust particles. Earth's nebular origin suggests as the gaseous nebula cooled, the thanda hua, the nebula becomes solid. The heavier rocks, the denser rocks, they formed the core, and the lighter rocks, they formed the outer layers. The lighter rocks formed the outer layers. Yes, I've entered geomorphology. Okay, I explained the syllabus. I explained what geomorphology has. I told you approach kya hona chahiye, and I have started with some topic. Okay, so to start with, I said Earth was all gas, clouds. Then it starts to become cold. It was very hot. It becomes cold. एक central core बनता है. This core, all the heavy matter, it fell inside. It's something like what's called as gravity collapse बोलते हैं. Okay, the heavy matter goes inside, and the lighter ones will remain outside. Okay, so this is the heaviest one. This is the lightest one. This is called as the nebular formation of the Earth. All done? Okay. So our point here is Earth has layers. Earth has layers. Earth is, okay, Earth is, I said, not a single rock. Okay. ये layers को पढ़ने का दो तरीका है. There are two ways of studying the layers. On the basis of, okay, on the basis of its composition. मतलब क्या rocks हैं? What are the minerals? In terms of the composition. The second is on the basis of relative hardness. The right word is relative rigidity. You can study the Earth's interiors in two ways. You can study Earth's interior in two ways. One is on the basis of composition. किससे बना है? What is it made up of? Like what type of rocks and what type of minerals? The second is on the basis of hardness or rigidity. How rigid means, okay, how much can it withstand some kind of deforming force? How rigid it is. This type of study is called as, okay, chemical layering, and this is called as mechanical layering. There is a chemical layering in terms of composition, and there is a layering on the basis of hardness or rigidity. All keeping pace with me. Online students, आप लिख पा रहे हो as I am discussing? All keeping pace with me? Okay, fine. Excellent. Handwriting, I know, okay, it's generally a work of art for me. Okay, so some of you will struggle, but dhire dhire you'll get used to that also. And don't look at the board and write, listen and write. I do writing because that helps you keep pace with me. तो आप देखें ठीक है, but writing must happen more when I'm speaking. ठीक है? So we have chemical layering and we have mechanical layering. This chemical layering, so chemical layering and mechanical layering. This is the most common one. We talk about crust, mantle, and core. Mechanical layering mein, we use some different terms. Lithosphere, asthenosphere, okay, mesosphere, and barysphere. The layers of the earth. If I go by composition, if I go by chemical layering, we say crust, mantle, core. Very elementary discussions, okay? ये सबको पता होगा, नहीं है तो रिकॉल कर लो. NCERTs में पढ़ते हैं. I can't skip this. बताना तो पड़ेगा ही, but I will not be as thorough on this. I'm assuming आप देख लेंगे. Okay. There's something more waiting to discuss. And the mechanical layering, may we use these terms: lithosphere, asthenosphere, mesosphere, and the barysphere. And the barysphere. All fine here? Okay. So that's for today. Okay, my agenda was initiating the process for all of you. You have the day off tomorrow. Makar Sankranti hai, and okay, so we have a day off tomorrow. We will meet on Monday. And Monday we are starting off with your proper class. Okay, Ashwini, the book you will follow is geomorphology textbook. The book is Geomorphology by Savindra Singh. There is another book called as Physical Geography. You will not buy this. You will buy Geomorphology by Savindra Singh. वैसे ही एक और किताब है Climatology by Savindra Singh. There is Oceanography by Savindra Singh. And there is Environment Geography by Savindra Singh. ये अलग-अलग किताबें हैं. And Ashwini, I think all of you have got the list yesterday itself. Okay, it's there. आप net में होगा, Telegram channel में है. Okay, we'll give all these names to you. There are 8-9 books you must buy, but we are starting with geomorphology. Okay, and initially ठीक है, किताब जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, but eventually I'll need the books and the atlases also. ठीक है? Chalo, thanks for being patient. Okay, the approach is what I was discussing today. कि कैसे पढ़ा जाएगा geomorphology. A very important point I want to appreciate and remember is your study has to be approach which is applied. आप जो भी पढ़ेंगे applied dimension आएगा. Okay, that we'll see how we can incorporate. So all those into self-study, I hope you have understood the process. The rest, of course, okay, you are with us. Bye-bye, all of you. So Monday we start on. Shubham, क्या समझ नहीं पाए बताओ? What did you not understand? Shubham? Yeah, thanks, Riti. Thank you, Vivek. Okay, Indranil, ठीक है. Maybe you can call me up, Shubham, and I could answer you. All of you could write down my phone number, 9868-424-660. You can call me anytime. Uthana is my choice. Okay. Preferably, leave a WhatsApp message. Because if I'm in class or I'm part of some student session, either my phone switched off रहेगा या हम उठाएंगे नहीं. ठीक है? And it could be any time of the day. So my recommendation to you is, आपको doubt है, तो आप write a message. Okay, I'll call back. I do. If I forget, remind me in 1 or 2 days again. I'll do that. But I do generally call back or leave a message at least. Okay. And one suggestion to all of you is, okay, जल्दबाजी में ना रहो इसमें. Don't be in a hurry. Yesterday, one student came to me. Okay, sir, exam देना है 23 में. How do I manage? I asked him, since when are you studying? He says from 2021. मैंने कहा किताब पढ़ लिया? इसकी नहीं सर अभी बचा हुआ है. Okay, about 4 chapters are left. Notes बनाया? सर अभी notes time नहीं मिल रहा है. I'm reading alone. Have you begun prelims? क्या सर prelims का मैंने पढ़ लिया था 21 में. Okay, so I actually got furious with him. 21 में पढ़ा था prelims, क्या ही पढ़ा था पता नहीं, जब syllabus खत्म नहीं हुआ था. Your optional not over now. 4 और बचा हुआ यूनिट्स, किताब नहीं पढ़े हो, नोट्स नहीं बनाए हो, क्यों एग्जाम दे रहे हो? ये सर बिकॉज अटेम्प्ट्स हैं, सोचता हूं दे देता हूं एक, मैंने that's a bad planning. Okay, don't give the examination just because it is there. There's a Hillary, Edmund Hillary. They asked him, why did you climb the Mount Everest? He says, because it was there. कि चल के जा रहे थे, देखा यहाँ पर है, तो चलो चढ़ जाते हैं. Okay, that is a different mindset. Okay, पानी देखा है, कूद गया नहाने के लिए टाइप्स. इसमें ऐसा ना करो. Okay, my suggestion is be planned, be organized, have a sense of clarity of what the exam demands. Don't give the examination just because वहां पर है और आप दे सकते हो. Okay, so don't be in a hurry. एक process follow करो. And I started with the idea of appreciating examination first, and then take on whatever is required. ठीक है? मैपिंग का they are the key ones. Okay, उसके बाद we'll see how we can manage. कि मैप्स आपका पूछेगा नहीं. Okay, but वो आपका मेन है. Asia you'll require maybe 4-5 classes, जरूरत नहीं है. Australia we can do that, not a problem. Okay, otherwise North America, South America, Africa, and some parts of Asia समझ में आ गया with Europe, that's good enough. तो इससे आपका बेस बन जाएगा. Rest we will do as we are progressing ahead. Shouldn't be a problem. With? सिलेबस देखो और देखो कि क्या पूछ रहा है उससे. बेस्ट वे का क्या है, मतलब what is missing. You have the list of syllabus with you. आप देखो किससे क्या पूछ रहा है. Okay, the topic called interiors of earth, ढूंढो कितने बार पूछा है. Okay, topic called mountain building, see how many times asked. कब कब पूछा है, कैसे wordings में पूछा है. There's no best way. ये सब काम मैंने हाथ गंदा करके ही होता है. Okay, you enter the process, you start comparing, you'll get your answers. शुभम, अगर आपको एग्जाम देना है तो डोंट बॉदर सो मच अबाउट योर बेसिक्स. आपको कर लेना चाहिए था, बट नाउ बी विद द क्लास एंड ट्राई कवरिंग एज द क्लास एडवांसेस. Okay, online guys, bye bye. Catch you on Monday.